Good morning. We have hit a heat wave here in northeastern Ohio, zone 6A. And I have to say, today we're supposed to set records. We are going, with the humidity, we're over 100 during the day. We're supposed to go to 95, 96 today. It's just bleeping hot. So I am putting shade cloth over. There are things you can do to help your crops sort of withstand the heat. So for right now, early this morning, and I'm trying to get out here as early as I can in the morning. It is 7:45 and it's already over 80 degrees. So I had these stakes. There's a rock right there. Wow, there's a bunch of rocks. Maybe they're roots. There we go. So I had these stakes. I used to have an electric fence up and I don't use it anymore. So I have a lot of these stakes, and this is a shade cloth, and they're really useful. I've used them before. First time I used them was last year. We have never had to use shade cloth before. This is like new rules for gardening in heat. So I'm going to stretch this out. Okay, easy cheesy. I'm going to go up and do the peppers. Mostly what I'm covering are brassicas and peppers. Tomatoes, and then I'm going to be spraying my squash plants with Surround. So trying to get out of the garden by noon. Honestly, plants don't want to be touched this time of the year. I'm not planting anything. I'm not pruning anything. I'm not cutting anything back right now. This weather is supposed to break by Thursday. Our ground is still fairly wet. So I think the big thing is check your soil. If it's wet, don't water. You can overwater your plants and then they're going to go into a stress period. So I would just put some shade cloth in, walk away. We'll take a little trip around the garden this morning and show you what else is going on. So this area has been cleaned out. We had to clear a bunch of sod because we had a little building put up. So we brought it back here, and this will be strawberry beds next year. I had to buy strawberries because the chipmunks completely ate my entire crop of strawberries. So we are getting a kitty. It seemed like that was cheaper to do than buy strawberries. But anyway, the hydrangeas are doing really well. Those hydrangeas, that one gigantic hydrangea I separated into seven bushes, plants, and they have adapted really well. Even in the heat, they look great. So this is the potato patch. They have bloomed, so they should be taking a break here, probably another couple weeks, but pretty soon they'll be dying back. So we will have blackberries this year. I wasn't sure if we would get any or not, but we are. So that is really exciting. The potatoes behind the blackberries are purple potatoes. They're volunteers from last year. I've already been out this morning and eaten blueberries, so that's exciting. We're not going to get too many because I did not get them fenced in this year. But these are all potatoes. There are 3 varieties of potatoes in here, and they're all doing well. That comfrey needs to be cut back. I have some bunching onions growing here. Baby chicks are out. Good morning, ladies. But the peppers look great. We have integrated. Hi, girls. The grapes are growing. This area, I just sort of put things in here that I had extra of. So this is a lemon watermelon, an eggplant. It's just a mishmash of everything. There's some zinnias. There's one that bloomed. These are some blackberries that were volunteers that came up. I should have pulled them, but I didn't. And now they're blooming, so I'm reluctant to pull them. There's a zucchini. This is sage. And then I have some flowers. There's some echinacea, some daisies. I think those are Shasta daisies. But if you remember the great pepper experiment, these peppers look wonderful. The melon is blooming. We'll see how we do with that. Tomatoes, I threw so many extra tomatoes in on the fence. I have one or two that are doing thriving, and then I have a couple that are just kind of, they're in the ground. That's all we're going to say. So the status looks good. This is a honeyberry that I think is going to go. It has never fruited for me. I have a male and a female, and they just don't. And they're supposed to be compatible, so they pollinate. And it may be they just don't like the heat here. I don't know. But oh, there's fern. The asparagus beds are pretty much done. But good morning, fern. I have planted lettuce and carrots. There were peas in here. I am not going to cover this. These will be fine. This bed is in transition. All of my Chinese, I'm done growing Chinese cabbage. I have a terrible time growing it. The kohlrabi we've been eating. What's going on in the hoop house? So these are all my cucumbers, and they're all parthenocarpic, so they don't need to be pollinated. I'm still eating off of the kale. I have a fan going because it gets really hot in here. Parsley looks good. Lavender looks good. I have some volunteer potatoes coming up that I probably should have pulled. But yeah, I've been really happy with this hoop house. The fruit trees, they are all, nothing has died yet. Oh, that guy needs tied up again. Oof. All right, so this is good. This is another asparagus patch. All that new asparagus I planted looks good. None of it's died yet. That's helpful. I have been harvesting lemon balm and drying it for tea all winter. That's exciting. The compost pile is there. The chickens are loving watermelon. This is kale, a bed of kale, and it all has shade cloth. Horseradish. I am surprised the chickens are chewing on the horseradish leaves, but they seem to really enjoy it. So we're going to leave that. But in here I have Savoy cabbage, different types of kales. This bed is more kohlrabi, and the blueberries are ripening. So this area still needs quite a bit of work. I would like to fill this whole area in with blueberries, and I love the trellis of blackberries, raspberries in the back, and then we have fruit trees. So this area is designated as the fruit zone. But I think for everything that's been done this year, and it's only June, I'm happy with where we're at. This is where all that sod came from. So my husband has wanted one of these forever. I've been on the fence. I don't think we needed it, but he really wanted it, and he works hard. So I'm like, yeah, get it if you want it. And now I'm thinking it will be a great fall outdoor canning kitchen because I have power coming right off of the studio, and I will be able to power up some things I need for canning. So he has other ideas of a hammock, and I think drinks with a little umbrella in them. But this, I think, will end up being a 3-season place to sit in the backyard. We get a nice breeze back here. It is 10 degrees cooler because of the trees that we have back here. It makes a huge difference to have a canopy of trees. So I think it was a good place to put it. I would like to build a pizza oven back here. We'll see. I have lots of kiln brick left from when I dismantled my Raku kilns and another kiln I had. So we have all the brick, all we have to do, and we have lots of cement block. So the pizza oven should be happening after the heat wave. But we do need to pour a concrete pad for it to sit on. So yeah, busy days here, busy days. Well, some things going on in the perennial beds. The poppies are done, the peonies are done, but what is coming on? The echinacea is all headed up, so it'll be coming out soon, as will the daisies. They're headed up. The irises are done. This is tuberosa asclepias. So the butterfly bush is coming in, not I do not have buddleia in this yard. It's considered now invasive. So I had one and I pulled it out. It's seeds everywhere. We won't be having it again. The leucotha is blooming, feverfew. Look at this clary sage. I started this from seed. I'm super happy with it. I think it needs a little more air to breathe. But the Monarda is, I can't wait for the Monarda to bloom because once that blooms, the hummingbirds really come in. This is Coreopsis moonbeam. It used to be a much more pale yellow, but it's reverting back to its original, which is probably moonbeam. But things are looking, the Baptisia is just about done. Oh wow, there's buds. This is Echinitum. But the Coreopsis dianthus is done. I have cut back the comfrey in this bed. This is a really pathetic showing of Crocosmia, so I need to put more Crocosmia in. I think the lilies are getting cooked. That's a Mona Lisa lily. More daisies. The heuchera is looking good. Helen von Stein is a stand-up every year in this hot, humid weather. The fairy rose, absolutely happy with that. It is just a plant. I don't think you can kill it. It's just really great. The foxglove sadly is ending. That cotinus that I pruned, it's starting to fill in a little bit. It hasn't been quite 2 weeks yet. Auriculum is in the back, bone set. Hakana Chloe looks good. All of the lady's mantle is blooming, so that needs to be deadheaded. I am not touching anything until this heat wave is over. Aruncus looks terrific. The arum is dying back. Not a huge fan of arum. I have a little mosquito bucket in the back there, which I like. I'm hoping it works. This is the big Aruncus if you have a woodland garden. I love this plant, and you don't see it very often. It gets a nice foamy flower. It brings light into dark areas, and it's sitting in front of a deciduous holly. All this Nepeta is sort of winding down, but it still looks good. I cut the one in the back down because it was really flat, and it's already coming back. It will probably bloom again. Yarrow looks good. I do have a clematis growing up through this cypress, so that's been fun. And the rhubarb has rebounded. I'm starting to pick off the celery. I am probably not going to plant Chinese celery again. I can't say that I'm a huge fan of it. I like the Utah, the Calvin, and I have another variety that I don't remember. The peppers back here are doing okay. The squash, which is a honey nut, has really decided it wants to stay there. So I'm happy about that. And it will be growing up the trellis as soon as it's a little bit bigger. Harvesting garlic probably in the next couple weeks. Those are 2 cauliflower plants that need to be yanked out. The cabbage, actually, for the heat that we've had, and I should put a shade cloth over that. Okay, so now I'm out of shade cloth. What do? I'm going to throw a sheet over these hoops. There's some bunching onions too that probably won't enjoy the hot sun. But the cabbages are heading up. We've had quite a bit of rain. Tomatoes on the fence are looking good. Inside the hoops, I have a Dunja zucchini in the back, which I've had really good luck with for being pest tolerant. And in the front, I've got a straight 8 yellow crookneck squash. And I just threw those in the ground. So there's 3 of those. And then these will come out, these cauliflower will come out, and I'll be putting beans in there. We're starting to get baby tomatoes. These guys need to be cut back, although they still, I hate tying up bachelor buttons. They just look confined. These beans look terrific. Hopefully, I have put solo cups on top of my bamboo stakes because I don't want it to poke through the netting. Tomatoes are looking good. I need to tie those up this morning. And that celery looks terrific. Garlic and onions are having a spectacular year. Also, the beets. We're ready to start harvesting beets here probably this week. I'm really waiting for the cold front to go through. Today is a good day if it's hot where you are. it's a good day to spray your patio with vinegar. And I can show you how. I don't use the Dawn, I don't use the Epsom salts. I just use straight agricultural 30% vinegar, and I cut it 50-50. So when I do that, I will do a video on it. The lilac is still behaving. So we have some Nicotiana coming up through here. This self-seeds every year, and I let it go. It's just a great, it's a trap crop for Japanese beetles. I've had really good luck with it. I come out at night with a flashlight, and any Japanese beetles you have, you pick them off and put them in soapy water, and you're done. And I can do that every day, and I've had really good luck controlling Japanese beetles with Nicotiana. So if you have that problem, you might want to try it. Victoria Salvia is looking good. My pots, I'm really happy with this year. Last year they looked kind of funky, but we had a really bad drought last year. This is Agastaki Korean. You can make tea out of it. And this is Tulsi basil, holy basil. I grew the marigolds, which you can hardly see, from seed. And I also grew, everything in this pot has been grown from seed. So these pots cost me very little to put together. This pot has a pepper in it. And stick your finger, that's still moist, so I don't need to water it. But this has geraniums, which we live across, this sounds terrible. We live across the street from a cemetery, and everybody throws their geraniums out every year. And last year, I asked the guys who work over there, I said, what do you do with the geraniums? And what do you do with the pots? He goes, we take them out of the landfill. And I said, well, would you be upset if I took some of them? And they were thrilled that I could use them. So the pots that I have over here are all recycled that would have been in the landfill. So this is another one that would have been in the landfill. The geraniums would have been in the landfill. This is a Tulsi basil that's just taken over this pot. I do have a geranium coming in. But look at these poppies. Are they gorgeous? I have to say, they are absolutely one of my favorites. And then I have another one over here. The dill I let the dill self-seed because wherever it wants to come up, it comes up. And I do like using dill. But all these pots, I was kind of balking at the fact that this petunia seed was pretty expensive. But I got to say, bang for the buck, well worth it. This is winding down. The rain was not kind to it. You can see my rose is definitely having issues, so that might get a spritz today. The Sweet Williams they did the split skis, so they need to be cut back. We might get another bloom out of them in the fall. Platycodon's getting ready to bloom. That's exciting. Coleus, super easy to start from seed. I highly recommend everybody try it. And yeah, the stilbies are blooming. So, but it's hot. I'm going to go in for a nice cold drink.